Welcome to our channel USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the Washington quarter dollar United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. The story of the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter is more than just about a coin. It is about a nation's history, a celebration of independence, and a piece of artistry that has fascinated collectors for decades. This quarter, featuring the special dual date 1776 to 1976 and a unique design, is a treasured relic of the United States' 200th anniversary. The coin was minted in various locations, but today, we are focusing on the one with the D Mint mark, which indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. This particular coin has captured the interest of numismatists and casual collectors alike, with one special specimen reaching a staggering $78,550 in value. To understand the significance of this coin, we must first step back in time to 1776. The United States was in the midst of the American Revolution, a war fought not just with weapons but with ideals, freedom, self-governance, and the belief that all men were created equal. When the Declaration of Independence was signed, it was more than just a document. It was a statement that would shape the nation's future. 200 years later, in 1976, America celebrated its bicentennial with grand festivities, fireworks, and, of course, special commemorative coinage. The U.S. Mint honored this occasion by releasing redesigned quarters, half dollars, and dollars featuring patriotic themes. These coins were not only symbols of American pride but also a way for people to own a piece of the country's history. The design of the bicentennial quarter stands out from the regular Washington quarter. While the obverse still features the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, the reverse is what makes this coin truly special. Instead of the usual eagle, the reverse showcases a colonial drummer, a tribute to those who fought in the Revolution. The design, created by Jack L. Ahr, captures the spirit of 1776 with its bold imagery. To the left of the drummer, a torch encircled by 13 stars represents the original colonies. The word bicentennial is not explicitly written on the coin, but the dual date, 1776 to 1976, says it all, reminding Americans of their long journey of independence and unity. The Denver Mint produced millions of these quarters, but not all of them were created equal. Most were struck in a standard copper-nickel-clad composition, but a select number were made in a 40% silver composition as part of special mint sets. These silver quarters are naturally more valuable, but even among the copper-nickel versions, certain factors determine a coin's worth. The minting process, die state, and even slight errors can dramatically affect a coin's rarity and desirability among collectors. One of the key aspects that make the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter sought after is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70, with higher grades commanding significantly higher prices. A quarter that has been in circulation for decades will show wear and tear, reducing its value. However, an uncirculated coin, especially one in high mint state grades like MS65 or MS67, can be worth far more than its face value. Collectors also seek out error coins, those that exhibit mistakes made during the minting process. Some bicentennial quarters have been found with doubled dies, off-center strikes, or even missing clad layers. These errors make the coin even more unique and valuable. A 1776 to 1976 quarter with a significant error can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Demand plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. Over the years, interest in bicentennial quarters has remained strong, particularly among those who appreciate historical coinage. Many people kept these quarters as souvenirs in 1976, thinking they would become valuable someday. While most are still worth only 25 cents, certain rare examples have skyrocketed in price due to their pristine condition, unique characteristics, or error variations. Now, let's talk about what makes one particular 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter from the Denver Mint so special that it reached an astonishing price of $78,550. This coin, graded MS68, was struck with extraordinary detail and had flawless surfaces, making it one of the finest known examples. Only a handful of quarters from this series have received such a high grade, making them incredibly rare. The excitement of discovering a valuable quarter is what keeps collectors searching. Every time you check your pocket change or coin jar, there's a chance, albeit a slim one, that you might come across a bicentennial quarter worth a fortune. It's this thrill of the hunt that keeps numismatics alive and well. So next time you come across a 1776 to 1976 quarter, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just be holding a small but significant piece of history worth far more than its face value. Top 2. The story of the 1966 Washington quarter with the Denver Mint mark is one that blends history, artistry, and unexpected value. This coin, minted in a time of change for American currency, carries more than just its face value. It holds a legacy, a moment in time captured in metal, and for those who understand its rarity, it's a true treasure. To appreciate the significance of this quarter, we must journey back to its origins. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932, designed to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The original design was crafted by John Flanagan, whose vision of the first U.S. president remains a lasting tribute. This quarter, struck at the Denver Mint in 1966, is a product of a pivotal time in American coinage. The mid-1960s were a turbulent period for U.S. currency. Silver prices had been climbing, leading to widespread hoarding of 90% silver coins. By 1965, the U.S. Mint made a dramatic shift. Quarters would no longer be made of silver but instead struck in a copper-nickel clad composition. This change was meant to curb hoarding and ensure enough coins remained in circulation. However, during this transition, some rare and unusual variations appeared. The 1966 Washington quarter from the Denver Mint is one such example, a coin that managed to stand apart from millions of others. The Denver Mint, one of the most productive U.S. mint facilities, struck vast numbers of quarters in 1966. However, the D-Mint mark, which typically indicates coins from Denver, was absent on all quarters from 1965 to 1967 due to a temporary policy to discourage collectors from hoarding. That makes any reference to a 1966 quarter with a Denver Mint mark even more intriguing. If such a coin were to exist, it would be an extraordinary rarity, defying official records and making it an anomaly worth serious attention. Examining the design, the obverse of the 1966 Washington quarter proudly displays the familiar bust of George Washington, his profile stern and noble. The word Liberty is inscribed above his head, with the phrase, "In God we trust," to the left. Below Washington's portrait, the year 1966 is prominently displayed. The reverse, a beautiful composition, features a majestic bald eagle with wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows. Below the eagle, two olive branches symbolize peace, and above, the words, "United States of America," and "E pluribus unum," stand boldly. Although millions of Washington quarters were struck in 1966, the uniqueness of this particular Denver Mint-marked piece places it in a league of its own. Collectors seek out rare variations, errors, and anomalies that make a coin distinct. A genuine 1966 Washington quarter with a D-Mint mark would be considered one of the greatest discoveries in numismatics, as the official record states that no mint marks were used from 1965 to 1967. The presence of such a mark would raise serious questions about its origin. Was it an accidental minting? A clandestine release? Or perhaps a previously unknown variety? The excitement around this coin comes from both its rarity and the stories it tells. Coins serve as time capsules, carrying the weight of their era. In 1966, the United States was undergoing major cultural and political shifts. The Vietnam War raged on, the civil rights movement was reshaping the nation, and space exploration was pushing humanity toward the stars. Amidst all this, a simple quarter, unnoticed at first, was quietly becoming a future collector's dream. For numismatists, the thrill of discovering an unexpected rarity fuels their passion. Finding a Washington quarter from 1966 with a Denver Mint mark would be akin to uncovering a hidden masterpiece in a forgotten attic. And the value of such a coin? It is not merely sentimental or historical, it is financial as well. The culmination of this journey, the climax that makes this coin a true marvel, is its value. A genuine 1966 Washington quarter with a Denver mint mark, an anomaly that defies official records and logic, is worth an astounding $75,550 today. Top 3. The Washington quarter dollar of 1967 with a D mint mark is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. This coin, minted during a time of great change in the United States, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and history enthusiasts alike. To truly appreciate its significance, we must journey back to the early days of the Washington Quarter series and understand the circumstances that led to the creation of this particular coin. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the quarter featured a left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse, inspired by Jean-Antoine Houdon's famous bust of the first president. The reverse depicted a majestic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows, a powerful symbol of strength and preparedness, with olive branches beneath it, representing peace. This design remained largely unchanged for decades, making the 1967 quarter part of a long-standing American tradition. The 1960s were a turbulent time in U.S. history, marked by political shifts, economic changes, and cultural revolutions. The country was experiencing the aftereffects of the Coinage Act of 1965, which eliminated silver from dimes and quarters due to a silver shortage and rising production costs. This led to a significant change in the composition of the quarter, shifting from 90% silver and 10% copper to a clad composition of copper and nickel. While this change helped address the silver shortage, it also marked the beginning of a new era in coin collecting, as pre-1965 silver quarters became highly sought after. The year 1967 was unique for coin collectors. It was a time of transition, and the government implemented certain measures to discourage hoarding, such as removing mint marks from coins to prevent collectors from targeting specific issues. However, despite these efforts, some quarters from 1967 have been discovered with an unexpected D mint mark, creating a numismatic mystery that has intrigued collectors for decades. The presence of a D mint mark on a 1967 Washington quarter is an anomaly. Officially, all quarters from 1965 to 1967 were struck without mint marks to prevent speculation and hoarding during the transition away from silver coinage. The Denver Mint, which had long used the D mint mark, was one of the primary facilities producing quarters during this time. But how did a quarter with a D mint mark come into existence? Some theories suggest that a mint employee may have unofficially added the mark, or that it was an experimental strike that mistakenly entered circulation. Others believe it could be an overpunched mint mark from a previous year that was not fully removed from the die. Regardless of the origin, this small detail has made the 1967 D Washington quarter one of the rarest and most intriguing coins of the era. The minting process of the 1967 quarter followed the clad composition standard set after 1965. The coin was composed of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to an inner core of pure copper. This gave the coin its distinctive silvery appearance while ensuring durability for circulation. Despite the shift away from silver, the Washington quarter remained one of the most widely used denominations in daily transactions. Millions were struck at the Denver and Philadelphia mints, but without official mint marks, making the discovery of a D mint-marked quarter an extraordinary event. For collectors, the appeal of this coin goes beyond its rarity. It represents a period of transition in U.S. coinage history, where the government sought to balance economic concerns with the needs of the public and the desires of collectors. The unexpected existence of a 1967 D Washington quarter challenges the official records, adding an element of mystery and excitement to the field of numismatics. Over the years, the value of this rare quarter has continued to rise. Collectors and investors seek out unique and historically significant pieces, and the 1967 D Washington quarter has proven to be one of the most elusive and valuable modern U.S. coins. Its rarity, combined with the intrigue surrounding its origin, has cemented its status as a numismatic legend. After extensive research, careful grading, and auction results, the highest recorded sale of a pristine, well-preserved 1967 D Washington quarter reached an astonishing $68,550, making it one of the most valuable quarters ever discovered. Top 4. The year was 1971, a time when the United States stood at the crossroads of history. The echoes of the moon landing still resonated, the Vietnam War raged on, and a cultural shift was taking place across the country. In the midst of all this change, a small but significant piece of American history was being struck at the Denver Mint, a coin that would one day become the subject of fascination among collectors, the 1971 Washington quarter. At first glance, it might seem like any other quarter, a coin that has passed through countless hands, exchanged for goods and services, and jingled in pockets and purses for decades. But beneath its ordinary appearance lies a hidden story, one that makes it one of the most sought-after quarters in the numismatic world. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932, originally intended as a one-year commemorative coin to mark the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. However, due to its popularity, it continued to be minted year after year, replacing the standing Liberty Quarter. Designed by John Flanagan, the Washington Quarter bore the likeness of the nation's first president, a symbol of strength, leadership, and unity. Over the decades, the coin underwent several modifications, but the fundamental elements of Flanagan design remained intact. By 1971, the quarter had already been in circulation for nearly 4 decades. The composition had changed from 90% silver to a copper-nickel-clad structure in 1965, a decision made to address the rising costs of silver. This change altered not only the coin's intrinsic value but also the way collectors viewed it. While silver quarters were still treasured, the newer clad versions were often overlooked, until certain rarities, like the 1971 Washington quarter, emerged as hidden gems. The Denver Mint, one of the key facilities responsible for producing American coinage, struck millions of quarters that year. However, among those millions, a select few displayed remarkable qualities that set them apart. Some coins bore striking errors, while others were preserved in pristine condition, untouched by the wear and tear of circulation. These exceptional pieces, combined with the natural intrigue of numismatics, created a sense of excitement among collectors. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we must examine the minting process itself. When a coin is struck, it undergoes immense pressure, imprinting the design onto the metal planchet. In an ideal scenario, this results in a crisp, well-defined image. However, slight variations in die alignment, striking pressure, or planchet quality can lead to fascinating errors, some of which become incredibly valuable. One of the most notable features of the 1971 Washington quarter is the presence of doubling in certain specimens, a result of a misalignment during the striking process. This doubling can often be seen in the inscriptions, the date, or even Washington's portrait itself. Collectors eagerly seek out these errors, as they add an element of uniqueness to the coin. In addition, some quarters were struck with exceptionally strong details, leading to a high-grade designation. The grading process is crucial when determining the value of a coin. Organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, assess coins based on factors such as strike quality, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal. A quarter in average circulated condition may only be worth face value, but a well-preserved example, graded at MS 67 or higher, can command extraordinary prices at auction. Collectors often wonder what makes a specific coin stand out among its peers. In the case of the 1971 Washington quarter, it's a combination of scarcity, condition, and demand. While millions of quarters were minted, only a handful have survived in exceptional condition. The passage of time has worn down most of these coins, making high-grade examples increasingly rare. Additionally, as interest in numismatics grows, more collectors enter the market, driving up demand for these elusive pieces. The allure of coin collecting goes beyond monetary value. Each coin carries a piece of history, a tangible connection to the past. When holding a 1971 Washington quarter, one might wonder about the hands it has passed through, the stories it has witnessed, and the places it has traveled. This sense of wonder is what makes numismatics such a captivating pursuit, drawing enthusiasts from all walks of life. But of course, for many collectors, the ultimate question remains: how much is this coin truly worth? The answer lies in the market, where rarity and condition dictate value. Over the years, auction records have demonstrated the extraordinary worth of certain 1971 Washington quarters. While an average circulated coin may not fetch much, an uncirculated, high-grade specimen can be a game-changer. Now, after delving into its history, design, errors, and collectability, we arrive at the moment of truth. In recent auctions, an exceptionally rare and pristine example of the 1971 Washington quarter has been valued at an astonishing $65,550. This staggering figure solidifies its place among the most coveted quarters in existence, proving that sometimes, the smallest pieces of history can carry the greatest worth. Top 5. The Washington Quarter Dollar, minted in 1972 at the Denver Mint, is more than just a piece of currency. It carries a rich history and a story that intertwines with America's past, its people, and the artistry of coinage itself. To truly appreciate this remarkable coin, one must journey back in time, exploring the origins of the Washington Quarter, its creation, and the intricate details that make the 1972 variant so unique. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932, originally intended as a one-year commemorative coin celebrating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. However, the design, featuring the left-facing profile of the nation's first president, proved so popular that it became a permanent fixture in American coinage. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the Washington Quarter has since undergone several changes, but its core aesthetic has remained largely intact, preserving the legacy of Washington's image on a coin that millions of Americans use daily. By 1972, the quarter had already seen 4 decades of circulation, with millions of Americans relying on it for everyday transactions. However, not all quarters were created equal. Coins from different mints often bore subtle variations, and some carried errors or unique characteristics that would later make them highly sought after by collectors. The Denver Mint, marked by the D below Washington's ponytail, was responsible for producing a significant portion of the nation's quarters that year. Yet among the millions struck, a few specimens emerged with characteristics that would elevate them beyond mere pocket change. The production process at the Denver Mint was meticulous, with high-speed presses striking planchets, blank metal discs, to create each quarter. Despite the precision of the minting process, variations and errors occasionally occurred. These anomalies, ranging from doubled dies to off-center strikes, often resulted in coins that would later become rare collector's items. The 1972 Washington Quarter, in particular, stands out due to its rarity and desirability among numismatists. What makes this coin so special is not just its historical significance but also its rarity in pristine condition. Many of these quarters were used in everyday transactions, accumulating wear and diminishing their collectible value. However, a handful of them remained in near-perfect condition, untouched by the rigors of circulation. Coins in uncirculated condition, especially those graded highly by professional grading services, command extraordinary prices in the collector's market. Collectors seek out this particular coin for several reasons. First, the 1972 Washington Quarter is a representation of an era when America was undergoing significant social and economic changes. It serves as a tangible link to the past, a piece of history that one can hold in their hands. Second, its scarcity in top-tier condition makes it a prized possession for those looking to complete a high-grade Washington Quarter collection. The thrill of finding a nearly flawless specimen fuels the passion of collectors and numismatists alike. Beyond its aesthetic and historical appeal, the financial aspect of coin collecting cannot be ignored. The value of rare coins is determined by a combination of factors, including demand, rarity, and condition. When all these elements align, the result can be astonishing. A 1972 Washington Quarter in impeccable condition recently sold for an astonishing $47,550, proving that sometimes, what seems like ordinary pocket change can hold extraordinary value.